In this Baro Bhaiya Bari or Vedic Bari, Kali Puja was organized every Deepavali for generations. Like any other year, that year, 1920, there was no time left for the preparation for the ceremony and the house was resplendent with friends, neighbors and relatives. All the musical instruments like drums, percussion, flute, etc. all were there. Sacrificial bone was ready for offering sacrifice before the deity. Children were enjoying the fireworks. Everywhere there was joy and happiness at Vedic Bari. The sacred hour to commence the puja was nearing, however, the tray of sweets was not placed yet. Bhagwati Thakur was asking for the same. As no one was nearby, Mother Charushila, at an advanced stage of pregnancy, hurried carrying the tray of sweets and stepped into the puja arena. She stumbled, and the tray fell. She was surprised and could not understand what had happened. Her elder sister-in-law, Monorama Devi, came near her to help her out of the situation. However, she was surprised too and said, "Your baby has just taken birth." Mother Charushila was flabbergasted as the offering tray had fallen. All along the day she had worked in the kitchen, but she did not feel any forewarning. Neither she had experienced any birth pangs. What a lovely and divine child, even in the shade of the arena, the child had a radiance of its own. The skin had a divine glow. The baby was absolutely clean, as if someone had bathed the child post-birth and placed it in the arena. The child gazed with a deep comprehensive look as if trying to observe the reaction of everyone present there. The worship bell fell out from the hands of Bhagwati Thakur, who exclaimed at the peril. A baby boy was born, which meant it was unholy and hence the Kali Puja could not be conducted that year. Everyone was a bit sad at what an ominous non-starter to the event. Moreover, the child was quiet. Did that mean a dumb child was born and interrupted the puja? Monorama Devi, however, had noticed the supernatural aspect of childbirth. When others were criticizing the situation, Monorama Devi went to the child and said, "Why don't you please cry and show the world that you are not dumb?" The child screamed 3 times to prove that he was inundated with the divine tune. Thakur's elder uncle, Sundar Thakur, was an expert in astrology. He was quite famous as an astrologer. As per the usual practice, astrological charts were not prepared before 6 days from the birth. There was a sudden change in Sundar Thakur. He ignored the dogma and right away set to evaluate the astrological chart for the child just born. He said, it was Mahadev who had interrupted the yagna of Daksharaj. Let's see he who interrupted our puja. Without wasting any time, he went and built the astrological chart for the child. Grandmother of the child, the mother of Sundar Thakur said, "Why don't you do the evaluation and see if a Kala Pahar has been born?" Everyone was in a state of wonder and thought, who is this Pathan who has just arrived? 15 minutes passed. Seeing Sundar Thakur's eyes were moist, his students asked him, "Pandit Moshai, why are you crying?" Grandmother was worried and asked, "Chandrakanta, why are you crying?" To this Sundar Thakur replied that, "I am crying because this child is not Kala Pahar but Kala Chand. He had all positives in the horoscope. He was born with sannyas. Not only us, but all our forefathers would also be liberated by him. Why do the people of this entire country be liberated by him? Rejoice please, our ensuing 7 generations would be liberated." At that moment the yogi who looked like a lunatic, who had come earlier on the day of Mansha Puja, again came and announced, "Yes, he has arrived." Everyone asked him, "Who has come?" The yogi saw the child with reverence and said, "You will understand later on," and then he quickly left the place. Many people realized it much later. However, on that day during the event of his birth, it was elder aunt, Manorama Devi, who had observed the supernatural aspect. That this birth did not happen in the usual traditional way was noted by her. Another person who understood this was Sundar Thakur, who cared less for the tradition and went to draft the horoscope for the child right away. Historically, per the Bengali calendar, 23rd Kartik of 1327, Tuesday, would be treated as a golden letter day. On that day at 10:20 p.m., Janmasiddha Thakur arrived. His arrival had been forecasted by Adityanath Baba, Trilanga Swami, Loknath Brahmachari, Prabhu Jagbandhu, and many other saints, seers, and yogis. The child was growing up along with other kids, but still there were differences. Everyone believed that the child took each step after proper evaluation. On the 6th day after birth, Sashti ceremony was held, which was an offering to the Almighty for the well-being of the child. Many Brahmins from the village have been invited to bless the child. The newborn was made to touch the feet of the elders. All arrangements were made, but Mother Nature started pouring rain heavily. The invitees could not arrive and hence could not bless the child. Even the relatives and close family members were awestruck and pleasantly surprised looking at the outcome that the newborn perpetrated. The rain would stop briefly, but then again as the child started waving his hands vigorously, the rain would again start. With frequent waving of his hands, the downpour would increase proportionally, and as the waving subsided so did the downpour, only to pick up again as the child increased the frequency of the waving. This went on throughout the day, and the rain did not have a chance to stop. Aunt Manorama Devi noticed the correlation of playful waving of the child's hand and the downpour, and then asked others to come and observe the same. The question that intrigued all was, who was he, who could control nature at the tender age of 6 days? Like any other child, this child was also growing up, but there were so many differences. When others cry, he remains quiet. When all were quiet, he cried to attract attention. There was no dearth of babies in this Barobhaya Badik Bari. Mothers fed their breast milk to any of the babies who were hungry. However, this divine child would not touch any milk other than his own mother's. Ladies were simply taken aback by this behavior of him. Some would hide behind his mother and offered her breast for feeding. However, the child would turn away and never accepted the feeding. Finally, the ladies abandoned the attempt to feed this child from their breasts. Time came for hosting the rice feed ceremony for the child. Discussions had started for the event when child's father, Surendra Chandra Chakrabarti, had a job offer. He had to relocate to Ujancho Krishna Nagar with family and join his duty at the accounting office of Zminder Roop Babu. So, the Anna Prasanna was deferred indefinitely. With a low salary of 19 rupees for a month, he had to lead a life of penury and hardship. The child started growing up in Ujancho Krishna Nagar. From time to time, he visited his maternal uncle's house at Dogachi with his mother and from there also went to Medinamandal. His home at Ujancho Krishna Nagar was very close to the jungle area. There was always fear of wild animals and snakes. There were incidents reported that jackals had carried away human babies. One day Mother Charushila had put the child to sleep and got busy in the kitchen. In the meantime, a jackal had entered the room where the child was asleep. Only the tail of the jackal was visible from outside the room. Suddenly, a dog named Bagha came and bit into the tail of the jackal. Bagha was a powerful dog, and it was not easy to escape from his grip. After a brief fight, the jackal succumbed to its death. The death screams of the jackal or the high-volume growls did not wake the sleeping child who remained asleep in a bliss. The child had learned to crawl. He could get down into the courtyard and crawl to the edges of the area near the wild bushes and shrubs. He played with the monitor lizards that came out of the bushes. He would pull their tails and even put his hand inside their mouth. The monitor lizards would not harm the child, and at the end they would accompany the child till the lemon tree located in the courtyard. Everybody loved Surendra Babu's beautiful child. Such divine beauty was seldom seen. Merely describing as a fair-skinned child was not enough. His skin had a glow of its own. In the meantime, the events and stories associated with the birth of the child had spread by word of mouth. Hence, many people had come to visit the child. Among them we shall talk about the famous astrologer Madhav Acharya of Ujanchor, a famous seeker Mahim Acharya of Matbhanga. Madhav Acharya observed the child closely and said, he was not an ordinary child. He was a great Mahan. No one will be able to hold him away. There were several devotees of Mahim Acharya in Krishnanagar. Hence, he used to often visit this place. He heard about the divine child when he was visiting Krishnanagar this time. His devotees took him to the child's home. In his first view of the child, he said, he was an unusual person.